Hi everyone and welcome back to the Pixel Forge podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Sean. Here, other co-host Josh.
Hello, you paused. I thought you forgot your name.
Literally, it's one of them days.
Yeah, oh god.
This is episode 21 for you guys. Sorry, 22.
I was just saying, hang on a minute, we've travelled back.
Told you not.
He's cooked, by the way, just to let you know, he's absolutely cooked today.
I'm not.
God, this is going to be an episode.
So yeah, episode 22 for you guys. As you know, every week we run through everything from our business to the gaming stuff, and obviously everything in the world of Warhammer and tabletop as well.
Yeah.
How you been this week?
Not too bad. Yeah, not too bad actually. Pretty good. Had the hobby night last night, which I guess I'll probably talk about in a bit. Yeah, how are you? How have you been? Obviously today you're cooked, but how's
Definitely
the rest of
cooked.
it?
I mean, so I got the hot chocolate here, guys. Well, yeah, I've been all right this week. Been kind of busy doing other things a little bit. Got the kind of a little bit on the business side, I guess. Just, I say she's still working on the leaflets and stuff, so
Sure.
but I will have them probably in the next couple of days because
the
the event's coming up very soon. So I will definitely the next couple of days have them. No problem. But yeah, what's your anything business wise for you?
I haven't got really anything. Just I guess the reminder of market prep. Still working on that. Just cataloging what I've got left and what I want to do. Especially when I've talked about some of the Christmas bits and bobs as well. So we've got that. And I'm still working on like adding product to the website. I'm slowly getting through that because I think I've got most of the navigation sort of down to a T now. And then just again, same as the markets, just figuring out how I repurpose product for the Christmas period. So I think we talked about it before where I wanted to do like the Christmas boxes with like paints and brushes and a miniature in it. I've kind of found where I want to get the stuff from. I just need to go and get it and do a couple of trial runs.
No, I hear that.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Okay. I think this week first we'll dive into a bit of gaming news and then hit your Warhammer and tables and stuff at the end.
Bit this week.
But yeah, diving into the gaming news this week, it's been a kind of a busy week just kind of now because we're in, today's Friday the 17th of October, guys, as we're recording this. So yesterday, the Xbox handheld, the Asus ROG Xbox Ally X came out and the Ally as well.
Is it called Xbox Ally X?
Yeah. It's Asus ROG.
When did they change that? I thought it was just a ROG.
No, we put the Xbox in there. So, both versions are out. Came out yesterday. The reviews went out 2 days. Well, reviews were out 2 days ago. Kind of all mixed all over the place. We had the pricing here. Obviously, the Ally, the white one, was for £500, and the Ally X, the black version, was £800. And it's pretty much in most places to buy. Currys, I think EE, as I said before, like Asus, obviously you can get them on their website. Also get the carry case and everything with it and everything like that.
Yeah.
But the reviews have been pretty mixed, and I'm not saying it's been putting me off of it because I still want one. Like I still want to get one, like because I have never, obviously I don't have a Steam Deck or PlayStation Portal or anything. Oh, the only oldest handhelds I have are the basic, like, you know what I mean, like the DSs and the Vitas and stuff like that. So I don't have nothing too powerful. Like that's a PC in your hand. I don't have anything that has that capacity. So I still want to get one. It looked very fun. Obviously, seeing the reviews, people talking about battery life. One guy was saying if he played Cyberpunk on the maximum settings and maximum performance and stuff like that, it lasted about 2 hours. But then he said he understood that why, because obviously it's pushing it so much. But then he played like, I don't know, Silk Song or something, like Hades 2. That's less power, doesn't take much from the performance. Battery lasts about 5-6 hours.
It's exactly the same as if you had a laptop. So you're reviewing it, but I think if for the handheld, I think that's what you got to remember, right?
Yeah.
It's just like having a laptop. So you can't complain too tough about the battery life when I would have the same thing with this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
and that's the thing that's annoying me, because certain people just almost like, not like they're slating it off, but it's like they're just trying to write it off very, very early. And it's really annoying me. Like, and it's like where they say, oh, it's too much I wouldn't spend that much on it, blah, 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 blah.
Don't.
Exactly. Or if you want to sit at home, use that money there and go buy a PC. But then if not, buy this as a PC on the go. You can play it, I don't know, in the park or wherever. You know what I mean? You can play it anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's up to just put up or shut up, basically. And that's what I feel sometimes.
They
like,
they do
it's just annoying how people always try and write things off. And
they do it all the time. They do it with consoles. Every time a new console comes out, but the PC, you can do this and this and this. It's like, there's no obligation for you to have to buy anything. It was like when we were talking about, and I was saying about how I wasn't too confident about it. It doesn't mean like I'm choosing not to buy it. I'm not then gonna bash it and mug it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's review. Well, I know we're gonna get to Battlefield, but it's the same thing with Battlefield 6. I'm starting to now see where like people are picking out little things to complain about.
Oh, any old little thing.
Any old little like, and what they're missing is like there's stuff where like right now it's happening where like people complaining about certain aspects of the game in terms of like XP and all of that, and EA are correcting it like that, but no one's really shouting about that. But they were shouting about how the challenges were difficult to do and kept going on about that. But I've barely seen anyone go, oh, but they've stopped doing that now. Do you know what I mean? It's just let something good have a bit of a moment.
Yeah, that's it. that's the same thing I'm thinking about these handhelds. Just let them, they just come out. Just let them ride for a little while. Also, we understand you're not going to play all your Xbox games. Obviously, certain people I know, obviously the hardcore gamers want to play everything they own on there. It's not going to happen. It's just point blank period. It's not going to happen. Maybe a little bit down the line, way down the line when they do updates and maybe change something to the UI or something. I don't know. That might do something that might help you do that. But at the moment, it's just whatever they can have on their Game Pass and cloud stuff. And obviously, you still have like Steam. You still have the Epic Store on there. Yeah. You can. I think there's Nvidia stuff as well. You can do on. So stuff you can still do on there that's decent. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? I know people are comparing it obviously to the Steam Deck and preferring the Steam Deck over this. But I say just, I've seen set reviews that's saying the Asus one, the new one, is better than the Steam Deck, and then vice versa. Everyone's, you know what I mean? Everyone has their own opinion.
People are jailbreaking the Steam Deck to do what the ROG is doing now.
Exactly.
So it doesn't.
That's what the guy said as well. One guy said, I have to tinker with this if I want to get it to do this. Yeah. And then obviously the people are obviously happy about the ergonomics of it, how comfortable it feels as well in their hand. Just, I mean, obviously you have the PlayStation Portal, which has the same thing, cut the control button in half
exactly.
with the screen in it. That's exactly what they've done with this, with the Xbox. Yeah. But apart from that, I still want to get one. I'll probably try and get one very soon. And when I do, obviously you guys will.
Yeah. To be fair, if I was going to get one, because I have thought about it in terms of just the flexibility of playing, I'd probably just get the smaller one. Like in the essence of, before you sound crazy after the spat we had about it before, in the sense of I always wanted to get, I can't do it in my flat now, but I always wanted to get a second console and have an S for just general stuff, and then have my X's like, you know, like if we're playing Battlefield, I'll only play it on the X.
Space, hard drive games.
And then on the S, I would play, like, what's the pinball one that was playing, what's it called? Something X something?
Bell. Was it Ball X?
Ball X Bell or something? I can't believe I just played a game, but I would play stuff on there, and like, especially if I had a bigger place, I'd probably have the X, like I'd have an X in the bedroom and an S in the living room for light play, not to be. I wouldn't play heavy in the living room where I'd, you know, or vice versa. Do you know what I mean? So I think with the ROG, I would potentially get the smaller one to do what I'd want to do with the S, but something where, like, if I don't really, I don't know, let's say if I'm at Sabrina's, I can have the ROG there in my hand while we're chilling and kind of just play whatever, and she can play on the Xbox still. Do you know what I mean? So I'd probably get the smaller ROG to replace my idea of having a Series S. Yeah,
and obviously we go to a lot of shows as well.
Yeah,
we're sending cues. Yeah. We might also want to play a little something. That's it.
You can show off a little bit because people like it when you're doing something big different at a show. Trust me. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they're out now. If you got one, let us know in the comments how it's going performance wise and how you're feeling about the hardware and stuff like that, and obviously how it all runs. Just let us know. But yeah, that was one part that came out yesterday. Also yesterday, Pokemon ZA came out. I know on the Switch 2 and on Nintendo Switch as well. So there's been a lot of stuff on that. I won't dive too deep into that because I've not got it, so I don't know exactly too much about the game right now. Yeah. But probably will pick it up very soon. And then once I do, I'll let you guys know how my experience has been with the game.
I will say one thing that I have noticed is that there's not that much fanfare about it. usually with stuff like Pokemon, when it comes out, I'm seeing like juggernaut levels of content online. This one I haven't seen a lot, but I know it's like a offshoot of the main line.
Yes.
So I probably get why, because like for me, if it was the next Pokemon game, I probably would have picked it up, regardless of how I felt about Scarlet and Violet. I probably would have still picked it up, but with this, it was like it's kind of like Legends of Arceus and Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. Like they're offshoots of the main release window, I guess you can call it. So,
no, it was, yeah.
Yeah, I don't haven't seen Funfair anyway, but anyway.
Yeah, no, it was as I say, it's getting a lot of praise though. To be fair.
Oh yeah, what I've
since it's
seen,
come
yeah,
out,
it's good.
So that came out. I'm just gonna dive straight into it. Battlefield 6 came out last week.
Holy mercy!
I can't wait anymore. Battlefield 6 came out last week. It's been doing numbers.
It's fantastic.
It's been doing absolute numbers. So it's sold over 7 million copies since launch.
Yep.
Breaking the record for all the series.
Yeah, it's best any Battlefield stuff.
Battlefield series, period. Online matches. Could you guess how many you've been played?
Oh, like probably like 6 billion or something. It's an incredible number. Yeah,
not that much. Jesus Christ. 172 million.
Yeah, that's cool.
Across all platforms. That's insane.
Crazy.
Like that weekend, especially when it came out that day. Obviously, launch day, we streamed it, guys. You can go check out the stream on Twitch.
And they should be up on YouTube. The first 3 days are all up on YouTube now.
So go check them out. We streamed it. First day, that was crazy. Especially getting into the game.
Well, it worked out. I think I said to you when we were waiting, I effectively waited through 1 million people.
Yes.
To get into the game, like because I think I ended up having to queue like maybe 3 times, 2-3 times.
Twice because I had.
Yeah, but the total amount in the queue, if the queue's to be believed, was about 1 million people.
Yeah.
Craziness.
It was actually insane.
But it was fantastic. The queuing system, as soon as we got into the game, there was no over issues. Like there was probably a few background bugs, but there was nothing where like there's a few bugs from like the beta where where the matchmaking glitches out and stuff.
Oh yeah,
like,
so some little bits.
Yeah,
like
but
that, but
it was realistically it was flawless.
Yeah.
For a launch, and for a long time, I haven't seen a multiplayer launch really be that.
Yeah, because like there was no like crashing of the maps or like you weren't getting logged out of games or nothing like that. Do you know what I mean? And it was so the thing I liked about it as well, like when you finish the match, the next match started in about 5 seconds. I feel like it was so rapid. Yeah. Like you're just back into the battlefield again. It was just insane. And they did obviously streaming on all different streaming services as well, like YouTube and Twitch. The game was watched over 15 million hours. That's how everyone was just gravitating to this game.
Yeah, and they had the Twitch drops, which helped.
Yeah, the
Twitch
drops,
yeah.
Everything like that as well. But yeah, it's just insane. I mean, obviously we completed the campaign, both of us.
Oh well, today I finished.
You finished on hardcore.
Hardcore, I've done everything. But it wasn't that deep, by the way. I say it like it's some sort of like flat. Man. It wasn't that deep, but yeah.
But it's good. The story's good.
I liked it. I think.
I'm not going to spoil it if it's just come out, so I'm not going to spoil anything. But a very good campaign. I know it's very short. It's only 9 missions long.
I said it before and I say it again. IGN just weren't understanding what that campaign was for. It was just to get you into because everything within the campaign is very much like a multiplayer game.
Yeah, because like, where they gave it 4, like say GameSpot gave it 8. So I'm like, how was the dip so bad? Like,
because it's IGN, dude.
What did they see? Like, was wrong? I don't understand.
They've just got someone just to play through, and they've just reviewed it as a campaign.
Did they just play on easy, just run through it?
Yeah.
That's all they've probably done. I don't think that person took it serious. Because it's a good game. Like, you're learning about the weapons. There's so many weapons on the floor. Bloody hell, everywhere. Crates. You're getting to experience all the weapons, the gadgets, everything, the drones, the launchers, everything like that.
But that's IGN. IGN. There's reviews where IGN are getting people that have no interest in the field that the game is set in, reviewing stuff. Like they'll get someone who plays like Dota to review the Battlefield campaign. Of course, they're not going to enjoy it if they just play Dota and they just review Dota. Do you know what I mean?
It's crazy. But the multiplayer, as I say, the multiplayer is just straight fire. Like all the modes, I think we pretty much played every mode. Bar maybe 1 or 2, I think.
No, I think we've played everything.
Have we? Bloody hell.
Unless there's a capture the flag.
No, we did play capture. No, King of the Hills, I think we played well.
I don't think there is capture the flag.
No, I don't think there is. But it's so much. There's so many different modes out there.
I'm gonna have a quick look while you talk.
That's
gonna bug me now.
But the modes of fire, like obviously the Conquest, Breakthrough, getting in the tanks and stuff like helicopters and stuff like that. So, but even the weapons, the selection is insane as well. You get to unlock most of the weapons. What was it?
No, we have done everything.
We've done everything. Okay.
Yeah, it's because sorry to interrupt. It's because some of them they've got as modes, but it's the combination of
two
actual
or three
modes.
like in one.
Because like one here says CQB lockdown. I was like, we definitely haven't done that, but it's Domination and King of the Hill as one playlist.
Yeah, one playlist.
Yeah, so we've done it: Conquest, Escalation, Breakthrough, Team Deathmatch, Squad Deathmatch, King of the Hill, Domination, and then there's just I'm just double checking. Unironically, IGN. Yeah, Breakthrough, Conquest, Domination, Escalation, King of the Hill, Rush. Yeah, we've done them all. We've played a match of everything.
Yeah, we've done a match of everything.
And that's that. Actually, we've played at least 3 matches of everything.
Yeah. Or more.
And more. Yeah, definitely more.
Definitely more.
Breakthrough, we've got the achievement for doing the 141 captures. So we've definitely done more.
Yeah, I think that's fun as well. Little secret things they've done with the achievements as well, like
the numbers, 2042, 1940. Yeah, it's all.
It's just super fun. I'd say all the cosmetics that you get. The leveling up right now. Obviously, we just spoke about it off air. Like the leveling up system, it's not desirable. Like it takes long to level up.
EA are changing it,
but we are getting changed.
And they're updating it. And like speaking of the game, I was like Conquest. I don't know if I was with you. We played it the other day, and it might have been I was playing a match, and it just ended, and it still had 5 minutes on the timer. And I was like, that's really weird. Then I saw a report saying that they shortened the conquest times.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
And then it clicked, but they've reversed it now.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, that's because it was weird, because it was like someone said in the comments, like, it was close enough that if we'd played for that 5 minutes, either of us could have won.
Yeah.
But then it just stopped. And I thought, oh my God, it's like, it's been hacked or, like something audacious. And then when I saw that report, I was like, oh, that's happened to me. But it doesn't make sense for 5 minutes. What does 5 minutes of extra playtime do? Like, it's different if it ends half an hour. Is it COD? Maybe it's where they do the thing where, like, if you lose so much, it just ends the match.
Yeah, I think it is called. I think that's
COD. No, it was Battlefield. It's 2042 when we were playing Conquest and Breakthrough, and we were doing it so well. The game's like they're cooked. They're not going to win, and it finishes the match. That's fine. Because that ends like 20 minutes earlier, not 5 minutes before the game ends. It's pointless. Thank God they undid that. Crazy. My one gripe with the game,
yes,
and it's probably a small one in the grand scheme of it, I think some of the visual stuff isn't great. Where, for example, when I played through the campaign again, finished it today, the second to last mission, the clouds were legitimately just blurry. And that's not because of these, and it's not because I can't see. It genuinely, like, it was blurred, like as if someone had put the image in and hadn't waited for the resolution to kick in. It looked blurry.
Is that when you're on the chopper?
No, it's when you're just before you get to the dam, when you're taking out the 3 sites.
Okay.
Yeah, the clouds were legitimately blurry.
Okay.
Even at focus, like I'd aim and it was blurry. And there's a few I
get that on that map, that new map.
Oh, really? Interesting. Really?
Because I feel like the building and the shading and everything like that, it just doesn't seem right. Like it just feels like it's not complete at certain points, certain times.
What I will say to defend my own point, and as I said, I think visually that's the only thing it's really got an problem with per se.
Yeah.
But I guess you can call me crazy again. I get it from the sense of the gameplay just works so well that I would imagine that they weren't worried too tough about the visuals because of the destruction as well. I'm not going to look at a building and be like,
I'm not even half the time looking at buildings and whatnot.
And bear in mind,
I'm looking at buildings, I'm looking to take it out.
And bear in mind, I'm talking about this when I played the second time, so I had time to look at things and kind of explore it a bit more, right? What was I going to say? But yeah, I think that to defend the point, I think, as I said, like they've done well with what there was and the destruction and things like that. I think it's not the end of the world. It's just something I made an observation of. Actually, the visual stuff needs a bit of work on.
Yeah,
I reckon a patch would fix it.
Yeah, because obviously, like, you're talking about exploring a second time. I mean, I've completed it once, obviously, but for me, the exploration, I did quite a bit because trying to find the dog tags in that game.
Oh yeah,
was crazy enough as it is, but I think they need to obviously, hopefully they do a patch just to highlight them dog tags a little bit better. I mean, it does give you the glint, but it's like if you're not looking for that glint, and say you're in a gunfight, especially the part in the subway.
Yes, right.
If you're not gonna see that glint, probably. You know?
You saw some of them on my stream when I looked the first time. You get why I missed them. It was nowhere there, and it was only when I actually looked at it, then it's like, oh, now it's obvious. Yeah. But some of it, and I said to you, like the one with the tank, where the offshot one.
Yeah.
There was no way you're going to do it. It was so unobvious.
Yeah, it's the
and even both of them. The second one where it's like, go to this bit and it's in there. What? Why would I go there? Anyway, yeah.
All in all,
great. It's fantastic.
Great game.
These are criticisms from I don't know, from a jovial sense for me. Like, it's just funny. Like, I wouldn't do that. It's not. I'm not critiquing it from I'm not critiquing it the way I did Black Ops.
Yeah.
Because
don't get me wrong. I was obviously Black Ops is coming out soon, 14th of November. I will play it. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna talk about it. Same way I'm talking about this. I'll give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how long the campaign is and all that stuff, but I will do as much as I can.
Yeah, I'll do the campaign.
And we'll talk about it again and we'll see what's going on.
And that's fair, because we would be bigotry if we were like,
100%.
I'm not playing COD at all.
I can see you in the comments now.
Now, I will say for me, I won't touch the multiplayer. Now, I'm being categoric. I will not play the multiplayer.
I'll give it a try.
I'll play zombies, because I always do. And I'll
you
play
play
the
zombies
campaign.
more. I don't play zombies.
I will not touch them. I will literally lose my mind.
To be fair, on the beta, you didn't even play the zombies multiplayer ones, did you?
No.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't want to.
You just watched me play.
Yes. I don't want to. It just doesn't look. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get into that in that poxy episode. Maybe I have to play one game just to justify the point. But
yeah, Battlefield, fantastic game. Some people are actually blessed as well, lucky people. They woke up and they found themselves with Phantom Edition skins and content for free. It's insane. Obviously, me and Josh, we paid our money for that, and certain people got it for free. And
lucky gits.
I don't know how they can mess that up or how that's even.
I imagine it's got, unless you've got the answer, I imagine it's got something to do with, when they had all those people that were locked out and they were like, oh, we're going to give you all the season passes and stuff to make up for it.
They've accidentally sent them.
I think they've just given them a lot of stuff, and probably in the process of, because I reckon, the stuff we've got where we've got the token for the pass and stuff, I guarantee you they've probably got something where all that content is within that bubble.
That code.
Yeah. Like, if there's a code or it's an activation on the account, that stuff's included, because we're effectively getting the same thing.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
I think
because all the XP boosts and everything, we got quite a lot in the beginning as well.
Anyway, and we got that, and then we're going to get the token for the 25 skips and the pass and stuff. Yeah. I don't know if the people that were effective are just getting access to the pass period, like the whole. But anyway, they're going to get it. I feel like they're probably just giving out the Phantom Edition, which I guess again. The pass stuff's fine, because I get the lack of time and all the boosts and stuff. I get why, but yeah, the skins is a bit disappointing.
Yeah, because obviously you have to pay extra to get that side of stuff, and just to give it to someone for free, and then they're probably going to get something else extra. It's insane. I know, obviously, they're trying to look out for the fans and people that play the game, because I mean, it's cool. Like, they're looking out for the community. I don't know, nothing wrong with that at all. But you got to draw a line at certain places and be like, okay, we'll give you how much battle, like XP, whatever. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I reckon it was an oversight, and that, as I said, that access to content encompasses the Phantom stuff.
Yeah.
So, I guess if I was like, oh, I feel like I'm due something, what do they give? They could give us extra skins. They could give us more XP. But I mean, there's not much we can do now. Do you know what I mean? And I guess to play devil's advocate, and I do with certain things, is we paid for the Phantom Edition because we knew how much we were going to love playing Battlefield.
Yeah.
So outside of yes, it's unfair because we've paid for content and someone's getting it for free, but there might be those people that are getting that content that are only going to pick up the standard edition of Battlefield because they might have not wanted to pay that much, or they weren't that bothered or try it out. So if you take the moral high ground, we invested the money because we wanted to, not because we're getting a freebie because they screwed up. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of catch-22.
Yeah, but it's bad, man, because if something happened to our position, say how their position was, how they messed up, how they maybe couldn't get into games or their game messed up, and if it happened to us at the same time, there's nothing else they can give us. What more can they give? They're giving them what we've got already.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What more are they going to give us?
They just have to give us more passes, won't they?
I guess so.
Because we've got access to the first pass, but I think the people that were effective are getting several.
Well, there's 3 free passes coming out. So I guess, we could skip through most of that anyway.
We'll see anyway. Look, it's a crappy thing to happen for those that paid, but I guess overall it's about community, I guess. So
yeah, as I said,
it's a subjective view for payment. There you go.
As I say, Battlefield, amazing game. Love the maps, weapons, everything like that. So you'll probably hear more content from me about this in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, when the pass drops on the 28th. Yeah. So we'll let you know everything that's happening on that.
Yeah, well, it'll literally be the day after when we're recording, I think.
So next week, they said they're going to fix the XP. Hopefully
ahead
XP and
for
stuff.
that,
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, and we'll keep you updated on that as well.
Oh, yeah, because we'd have had 2 days of pastime before recording.
Yeah. Moving on real quick, PlayStation Plus updates. So from the 21st of October, we've got new lineup on the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium stuff. So you're having Silent Hill 2 coming. So it's all kind of maybe horror themed stuff, I guess. It's coming out to October. So Silent Hill 2, Until Dawn, V Rising, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Poppy Playtime Chapter 1, As Dusk Falls, Wizard with a Gun, and for the PlayStation Plus Premium members, you're getting Tekken 3. So random, but yeah.
Well, some people say 3's are the GOAT.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. I'll go back and play that for a little bit. Why not?
Why not? Tekken's cool.
And a bit of a sour note on the PlayStation side. PlayStation concert was cancelled across Europe. So you know the concert we went to go see, the PlayStation stuff.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah, the concert. Obviously, they had a.
So I thought you said console for some reason. I was like, they've cancelled consoles in Europe. And then I missed that. Yeah,
they're taking them all off the shelves.
Yeah, yeah. Costco's got a flash sale. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, they cancelled the concert.
Oh, how comes?
Across Europe. There was kind of no explanation really from it. Like it was just a random cancellation. So obviously they announced the tour last year. They're meant to come. It's meant to be out next year. No, announced the tour. Sorry, this year and meant to come out next year. With a tour across Europe. So the cancellations happened in Germany, Belgium, Switzerland, and they were, as I say, they were all meant to take place this March, coming up the next year and stuff. Obviously, people getting their refunds and stuff.
Is it only those territories? I guess there's other territories it's happening in, right?
I think there's 1 or 2, but it's nothing crazy.
I would happen to guess it's potentially because of the conflict in Europe at the moment.
Okay.
Because I know I saw some news. Again, this is just me speculating what I've seen. I saw some news about there's some Switzerland were concerned about some territory stuff.
Okay.
And usually Germany and Belgium kind of fall within that area as well. So I imagine that's probably safety concerns, maybe. You know, that conflict is still happening. And there's lots of European territories that are getting concerned about it. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's got some influence. But if not, the other side of that, if it's not due to that, it could be if PlayStation have got new stuff coming and they want to add in more music from games, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe, but yeah. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. And I'll probably say that's a little wrap up this week of the gaming stuff.
Okay.
We can move swiftly onto some Warhammer.
Yeah, there's a fair bit, and there's a lot of it's a lot of the usual where someone's done something wrong and something's been leaked, and it's just becomes the regular thing on this show. I guess we can start with. Let's start with the models, because as you can see, there's 2 horses. You may think they look similar, but there are differences.
I'm going to go for the first one here.
Very nice. That is the Attilan Rough Rider. As you can tell, they've got some themage of like Tibetan, Mongolian style stuff.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, that obviously the hat and stuff is wearing.
Yes, and Attilan's probably quite a clear indicator towards like the themage of it as well. So they basically are an Astra Militarum regiment, and they come from the feudal world of Attila. And when I say feudal world, that means their technology isn't necessarily at the same place as other planets within the Imperium of 40k. For example, I don't know, look at Cadia, right? We talked about Cadia before, big bastion, super like sci-fi, modern, castle type thing. The Attila might have, and I should have done some research on the planet, I apologize, their infrastructure of buildings might be that's a slightly more primitive to that sort of thing. So that's what it means with a feudal world. It's not necessarily as technologically advanced as other planets, which you'll notice when we get to the Krieg rider, the horse for the Attila looks like an actual horse, whereas the one for the Krieg, and I'll talk through that, it's had cybernetic enhancements.
A robot, like kind of your cyborg.
Yeah, cyborg. Yeah, but anyway, we'll get to that when we get to the
I can
Krieg
kind of
rider.
see it from here already.
Yeah, you can.
Like,
you can tell. Yeah. So all of the riders, they're raised as nomadic warriors. It's a nomadic warrior culture. Again, very similar to the Mongolian style that you've probably seen. I guess the easiest place, like in Mulan, when you have the Mongols in that.
Yes.
Picture that. Like that warrior type stuff, right? Okay. They specialize in fast-moving shock assaults. The spear they have is an explosive tip. So the idea would be is you take that spear, let's say it's a big chaos monster, you'd ram that into the monster and the grenade would detonate. Or similarly, if it's a tank, you would probably push that spear into like a tank, like visual slit.
Okay.
Pop that in, boom, straight. Takes damage. So they're fast paced in that sense. They're a quick explosive option, I guess, outside of having like a chimera that has a las gun on the top.
They like frontline.
Yeah, trench warfare. You'll see horses on trench planets, no matter what. So as you'd probably expect from cavalry, their tactics are focused on flanking and disrupting enemy formations. That's what cavalry do in any conflict that you ever see historically. Cavalry are used to flank and overwhelm, especially infantry enemies. So again, for this, it would be like, I guess, to siege trench lines, because typically you'd only have infantry in a trench line anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what they would do. And they tend to have formations that are quite devastating for that troop type against anyway. Visually, they invoke steppe horsemen, so fur-lined gear, as you can see. Their sabres, if they have a sword, is like more like a cutlass, curved, like a scimitar as well.
Are they part medic as well?
No.
I don't know why, because I thought maybe they're carrying stuff on the horse. Like,
there could be a medic on a horse, but there's no specific medic class for this type of unit.
Okay.
But again, the beauty of Warhammer, you could do what you want. It's a rule of cool. You could paint one up as a medic and it not do anything as a medic, but a lot of it's the visual.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And again, I will say we'll pick up the Krieg Rider afterwards, because there's a comparison between the two. They're very much more flamboyant and sort of out there-ish compared to the Death Rider of Krieg, which is there. And I guess you could say they're potentially more loyal to the Imperium from a point of view of choosing to be for the Imperium, whereas when we've talked about Krieg before, there's that whole cloning thing, and they're only loyal because of what their leaders have done in the past, and they're making up, like, it's a penance for what they've done in the past. So they're loyal out of, not respect, that's probably the wrong term, but Kriegsmen are loyal out of like necessity to have to be, whereas with the Attilans, they're loyal because they believe in some element of the message of the Imperium. But yeah, the Attilan Rough Rider is really, really cool. These are the new models. They had old models, and then when these got a revamp, super happy. They're really nice models. They really did a good job with these. Much like the Krieg. So if you want to grab the Krieg Rider now.
Let's grab the Krieg.
This is a Death Rider of Krieg. Again, you'll see very similar to our Attillans. Very, very similar. Albeit that, obviously, as I said, the horse has been augmented. So yeah, it's the war steed genetically engineered. It's had like its feet are like like I can't think of the name of them. Like cowl. Like the little spiky things you'd put on the floor. Like to take out a car. Like James Bond when he has the little spiky things that come out the back of the car. Yeah. Their feet are designed to mimic that when they travel. They have a gas mask on their face. Yeah. That is because, and we've talked about it before, Krieg is just a radioactive wasteland. So they can survive that. And also, if you look on one of the buttocks, you can see a number.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the horse's designation. So that's effectively its name. That number is so that they can identify it when they need to bring it back to life or augment it for example, the marshal. I can't remember the name of the marshal. The marshal that came in the launch box, his horse has been worked on 1 million times. It's practically just a robot at this point. But that number is to designate that horse, it's their particular horse, and it's assigned to them.
So when you take it in to get a service, you know what
they know. It's its registration, its VAT number.
Exactly. That's crazy.
Now, these guys are very similar in the way they're specialised in shock assaults and brutal melee combat. So they're very similar to the Attilians, where they'll rush, but they're designed like. Where the Attilians might be slightly more tactile, the way they use their explosive spears. Yeah. If these Krieg riders are told that tank needs to be vaporized, they will just ride. There's no like over tactical planning. Again, why they're called the Death Riders, because their survival chances are next to none in a trench combat. Because
so if the rider dies, does the horse just go to somebody else, or would it just the horse?
If the horse is alive, probably just get designated somewhere else. Okay. If it's worked on,
just get scrapped as well.
Yeah, no. Obviously, we talked about the Kriegsmen; they just recover the equipment, not the body. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So there's that. But again, they have the explosive tipped spear.
The same type.
Yeah, same type. It's the same thing, pretty much. You can see the designs are the same. And then they also have sabers as well. So it's kind of the same thing between cavalry. They have cavalry sabers, but like swords, the spears, all the equipment.
They don't carry guns.
Yeah, they'll have a las, like a short. Yeah. They both do. They have short las guns, like short stock las guns, just like any rank and file infantry. And their tactical prowess and their discipline is a reflection of like Krieg's culture, which is again they're just born quotation marks to be bred into combat. Same thing. The horses, the people, they're all bred, and it follow this unit would follow. It just follows the same principle and doctrine as everything else. And I guess on the not so good side, they're basically a symbol of trench combat. The attrition, the famine, the warfare, all of the bad. Everything, like if you see Krieg Death Riders on the field, you're in a pretty screwed up planet of combat with trenches. It's screwed. Picture like the worst of World War. That's if you see Krieg, that's what's happening. It's probably the worst scenario you could probably be in. But again, where the Attilians might have slightly more tactical prowess in terms of logical thinking, Krieg do excel at enemy disruption of formations, and they tend to exploit battlefield weaknesses where they can, because they're just so like, I see an opening, let me go for it, rather than having it planned out and going, let me do all these things first. So yeah, the Death Riders are cool. Both cavalry units, they offer a unique visual display on the field, but also have the potential to offer different play styles depending on how you play your armies. So yeah.
Okay.
And then the last one in the front,
the little one.
You might get confused by the name. It's a Primaris Psyker, but it's not a Primaris and it's not a Space Marine.
No, it's not.
No, it's more they're Primaris. They're prime Psykers. They're primary.
It's not like a wizard type.
Psykers kind of are like wizards, I guess, depending on how strong they are.
Yeah.
So Primaris, they're the prime Psykers that would be used in the field. They're sanctioned operatives to the Astra Militarum, and they wield warp-based powers, which we talked about before. So this is the closest thing, an Astra Militarum unit, that's the closest thing they'll get to having a Psyker perform, because in the Space Marines, there's a variety of different units that also use psychic abilities and stuff. So this is the closest thing for Astra Militarum, closest thing they'll get to. As they control very dangerous levels of psychic energy. There was even when we talked about the story narrative for big games, there was something called the Psychic Awakening, which was like doing crazy stuff to psychers across the universe, like just normal people that have psychic abilities to people that are sanctioned psychons and the like. That was a whole big thing that affected the narrative for Warhammer 40k. So yeah, they're quite susceptible, and they're really dangerous because they equally have as much chance to get corrupted by the warp if they're not in control of their own psychic abilities.
I knew you could say that.
Yeah, very much like, spoiler alert, but the game's been out for an age, in Space Marine, when that Inquisitor's revealed to be just a puppet, that's the same thing. That Psyker would have had that. Inquisitor would have had psychic capabilities, had then been twisted by the Chaos Lord, and then was just a body puppet. So that's the sort of thing that could happen to. If you've seen, have you seen the Astartes animation? Did I show you that?
No.
In a section of that, we'll watch that later on because I love watching that. But there's a part where a psyker's working, like he's like this, and he's working on a thing. And you see him twitch, and the Space Marine clocks, and the Space Marine's like, "Yeah, something's wrong." And then the psyker's like starts screaming because he's obviously being affected by this thing. It's the same thing. It's psykers are cool. It's a very cool thing. There's even like a whole chapter of Space Marines that are anti-psychic, anything. They don't have any form of psyker or librarian, or because librarians are psychers. None of that stuff. I think is it the Grey Knights or the Black Templars? One of those two. They have none of that stuff because they think because it's connection to the warp, they think it's heretical. So psychic stuff is really cool within the universe. They really do a good lot.
But if they take, can they, like you say, take possess or of that kind of class that's not psychic, like you said? Can they? Yeah,
there are. I'd have to double check gameplay, but there are ways in which super strong psychers will take over people's minds.
Could it take over more than one at one time?
Yeah, depending on the psycho. And like it would be like Astra Militarum troopers. like what it would be is they would demoralize them so much that they would not even necessarily use like psychic lightning, but it would be like they would use like, like when you see in films where like people can hear whispers and they go insane.
Yeah.
It's like that. So they'll tap into their psychic energy and kind of whisper and talk to them to make them go mad.
Yeah.
And then they go mad from that.
Can they control the people though as well? Like,
there'll be
squad. Like you could be standing there and it's turn around.
Yeah. Well, remember when I told you about the fall of Cadia?
Yeah.
I guarantee a lot of those traitor guardsmen that came off the ship would have been psychically, conditioned to fight their friends, even though they didn't know. But there's psychic potential is crazy. There's a lot of that.
Okay.
And again, I guess we can argue they're equally. When they're on the field, they're equally as feared because of their connection to the psychic energies and the warp and the potential to get corrupted and it all go wrong. And like, there's scenarios where a psyker it could be that bad. They could go off like a nuke. Like of psychic, like it's that volatile sometimes.
Jeez. So they're trying to keep themselves contained with the psychic energy, as in. Yeah, so they're trying not to combust almost.
Yeah, a psyker like that, like just a psyker in general, if they're around you and having a chat, believe me, they're using just as much power to keep themselves controlled than they are when they're actually using it. Psykers are a really unique side of any faction.
So if they if they combust, like explode, whatever, psychic energy comes out, goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Does that mean it possesses somebody else? Or?
No, it'll be like...
Just evaporate, like
a lightning explosion. Have you seen The Watchmen?
No, I haven't seen it properly.
Oh, you're killing me. So, Dr. Manhattan, when he becomes Dr. Manhattan, he basically gets vaporized.
Okay.
I'll show you the scene, and then you have a bet. That would be what would happen. It would just be a big flash of light and vaporized.
Okay. I thought his spirit like goes somewhere else. Or something.
No. Maybe like Chaos God. Demon level, they can remove themselves. Do you know what? There's Warhammer Plus has a ton of animations that would better explain what I'm saying about psychers than what I'm saying. Like there's like a whole episode where like they potentially see this chaos like apparent, like someone that's like could ascend to godhood, and he's only there from a psychic. He visits one of them from a psychic side of. I need to show you Warhammer Plus. There's so many animations on Plus that you'd be like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah. Like there's stuff from Psycho level and all of that stuff is cool. But those are 3 models. I think they're pretty cool models this week.
It's good.
Some really cool stuff. Yeah, as I said, there's a lot more to Psychers than meets the eye.
I'm intrigued now about Psychers.
Psychers are cool. And as I said, there's even a Space Marine chapter that, because of their connection to the warp, will not touch them. In fact, I'll tell you, the Emperor, the God Emperor himself, who sat on the golden throne, he's fed psychers to keep him on the throne.
That's crazy.
Again, one of the Warhammer Plus, there's tithes. So planets will give tithes to the Imperium, whether that's people, munitions, potential people to become spacemen, all of that stuff,
Just
right?
gift them, like,
yeah.
yeah.
And there's one episode where the tithe is literally untrained psychers who are being shipped off to the Golden Throne to be put into the machine to keep the Emperor on the Golden Throne. 40k is crazy, and I'm literally like scraping the surface of stuff. Like Chris, if once we eventually get bloody Chris on, Chris has such a wealth of
Chris.
do you know what I mean? Chris has such a wealth of knowledge for like that. I guess like not how do I put it? Like the side stuff that I might like. I'll talk about the Golden Throne and Emperor being fed psychers, but Chris will know like some of the backstory to like what that is and stuff like that. And I think I've talked about an episode before as well, where like there's that whole thing about the reason the Emperor's on the throne is to stop a world-ending event happening. That's why they're being fed the psychers to keep it. You know what I mean? There's loads.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, those are 3 models. Really cool stuff. Maybe I should have finished on those because we're going to get into some pretty spicy boy bits.
Let's have it.
So first, what I'll do the models, and then I'll talk about the 2 legal things. Just because I want to make sure I fit everything in. Warhammer Quest, talked about it last week. Yes. Warhammer Quest, what was it? Dark Water, new fantasy game. Maybe a day after we did the episode, it got leaked. The whole box.
No surprise.
Now it's a crap picture, but like the dirt and grub that's on the picture that's been taken, like the thing, it's hard to say that it was. Anyway, take this as a pinch of salt. Yeah, they've just gone like that with sand. Take it as a pinch of salt, like you would any leaks, but it looks pretty substantial. So the details that we've got. Again, if you don't want to listen to this, I don't know how long this is going to be, but just look out for when I'm not talking about Dark Water, basically. Game components. The leak suggests that the game will feature a large board.
Yes.
So it'd probably fill this table up in a rectangle, not in a circle. Fill this table up that we're on now. Has a wide assortment of miniatures. I think there was like 16, 17 minis. There's a lot of minis.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be like 20. If you have a board like that.
Yeah, it looks like a lot. Yeah, I'll show you the picture as well so you can see it. And again, we talked about it's in the Jade Abbey, but it's a narrative-driven quest, which is kind of given with this type of box. The setting. So the story unfolds in Gairan, the realm of life, where something sinister lurks in the waters. So, you know, it's going to be an eerie environment, corrupt flora and fauna and stuff like that, so plants and stuff, and lots of arcane mysticism and magic and all that sort of stuff. So this bit's a double thing. So one of the heroes got revealed in the leak. And I'm very excited. And I put this on Instagram, if you follow Starfire Forge at Instagram, just because he has a lot of heraldry that uses a similar lion. He has lions on him, and it's Starline Forge. And I was like, I want this model, paint him up like anyway. The first confirmed character is Edmark Volran. He's the Manticore Knight. So Manticore is, like lion, snake, goat. Manticore Knight. He's powerful but arrogant, like Knight Warrior, who he gains blessed powers after being exposed. And I'll get to the exposure second in a bit. He's exposed by like a magic, basically.
Okay.
So onto that, what GW did, which was pretty good, is they actually sent an email out that I missed and got people to vote for the model they wanted revealed. And I think regardless of who would have won, they would have revealed this. He won. Obviously the vote. And I think no matter what, he was going to win the vote. But I think it was a clever way on GW's part to kind of brush over the leak by saying, yeah, vote for one.
Yeah, try to do a bit of damage control.
Yeah, it was. Exactly that. Yeah. So yeah, he was the first one revealed. So fans you've received an email, invite you to pick which one you wanted. So his name is, Edmark. He's a disgraced champion from Hammerhall, Aksha, with flame-infused powers. So that was the crystal, the magical crystal, was all fire. Mm-hmm. So a lion with fire, awesome.
Yes.
So his title was the Manticore Knight, and he hails from Hammerhall, Aksha, and he considers himself to be the greatest mortal champion that exists in any of the realms and its armies. Okay. Good. So he's your typical
confidence.
Yeah, typical big-headed paladin, basically. And his arrogance is matched by his recorded victories. So he's arrogant because he genuinely has done he's done the feats that he boasts. It's recorded. It's happened. However, it was marred through a disgrace that he received, and we don't know what that is. So done all that stuff and then screwed it up at some point, and now he's disgraced.
No, he's
And so we don't know about the disgrace, but they did tell us about his power. As I said, it was a magical explosion. So during a brutal campaign, a bunch of explosions basically meant a realm stone was embedded into his body. An equation, so from where he comes from. And when it was embedded in his body, it ignited an environmental rage. So you imagine, like when Ghost Rider activates his power and he's raging and it's all fire. It gets, not with the skull bit, but like he's, empowered by fire. Yeah. It's like anything with fire, right? And he gets flame infused powers. It's like a fire sword, I guess there'll be all sorts of abilities, but apparently he then gets a bad temper. So I guess he'll be quite like a berserk character when he's using his powers.
Yeah, like Hulk almost. Like smashing things, going crazy.
Yeah. But he's really cool. I really like that I guess it was lucky that he was leaked because he's a really cool character. So yeah, that was the leak so far from Warhammer Quest. Again, I guess I'll keep an eye on it and keep you updated probably through Instagram when we see more models. But when we do this episode, any new stuff, I'll obviously let you know as well. So there's that. So now there's two things I'm going to talk about, and again, I'm just conscious of the time. So you've probably seen these if you're watching and you're into the hobby as much as we are, or I am even. So you'll probably have seen this stuff, but I'll cover these quickly and just give you the sort of notes I've ascertained. So there's two things I'm going to talk about. Ghamak, who is a designer, has been sued by Games Workshop fully in its entirety, and we'll get to that. Then the other thing is the term war boot, so like car boot, but it's a Warhammer secondhand boot sale, had a trademark put against it, and some crazy silliness happened following it. But I'll start with the thing I said first, Ghamak. So Ghamak was sued in early 2023. I say sued, he was given like a legal action warning from Games Workshop saying that most of his 3D printed items that he designed were infringing DW's intellectual property, Games Workshop's property. So, like if Disney sued someone because Mickey Mouse looked too much, their Mickey Mouse looked too much like their Mickey Mouse, that sort of stuff, right?
That 10-cent thing right now.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you get it. Yeah, I don't even have to explain it. Yeah.
I get it.
So GW claims are that GW demanded Ghamak remove nearly all of his models from his catalogue, claiming that they were way too similar to Warhammer designs. Unlike other creators who received requests to modify specific models, he received nothing. He was literally just told, you need to take this stuff down. He wasn't given a choice of
given no chance to go through his catalogue
and edit stuff and change
tweak little things. Nothing.
Given nothing. He wasn't given any option. They also apparently asked for sensitive data from his business and proposed a contract that would limit his ability to create any further models. Basically, they were going to deadlock him in whatever way for him to not be able to do much.
So just basically try to take away his whole livelihood of what he's doing.
Yes. Now, I will say crazy. Before I continue, and he did say in his video, he was once approached by Games Workshop to design for them, and he said no because the move for his family, because he lives in Europe. So I imagine there's potentially something within that. They're probably a bit hurt. Yeah. Anyway, that's my little bit of speculation for the rest of the actual thing. So his response, so Francesco Pizzo, that he's the artist, the designer for that, said publicly he said it via Patreon and My Minifacture, but this was an Instagram video as well. He said on there, and he basically expressed he was happy to heavily modify and remove stuff, but of like 30% of it, not 90% of it, like as a compromise. And he said he even asked he'd modify everything if they would just tell him what to do and what he wanted. But they didn't do that. And GW didn't respond at all. They just kind of ignored it and then carried on to follow through with now what is a court case of him being sued. So it's a legit thing now. Naturally, you can imagine the community reacted quite quickly and were really surprised. Yeah. And it sparked the debate again over IP protection versus creator freedoms and how much freedom do people have in creating their own art form for 3D printing spaces and stuff like that, and how much can they actually do?
Yeah, it's super tough.
Yeah, especially when it comes to Games Workshop at the moment. They seem to be at everything with that stuff. So there's that. Ghamak's also launched a GoFundMe to help with the legal costs because I think the legal costs are going to bankrupt him. I don't think he'll come out of this
I
at
don't
all.
think he's going to be able to survive that. Yeah,
No, he won't. So there's a
Zero.
GoFundMe campaign. I won't put any links to stuff because I think some people might, depending on people's opinions, but you can look all of this up and find his what he needs on there. And then again, people are just keeping a close eye because they obviously want to understand what impact there is for independent 3D creators. And I get it as well. Like, I've done nowhere near him. I've done some small bits of creating as well. And to be honest, one of my fears the whole time is like, does that thing look a bit too much like something else? Like, I'm always thinking about it, and I shouldn't have to think about it if I'm creating it from scratch. Obviously, if you're taking stuff in copy and paste, there's a difference. But yeah, so I'm always thinking about that stuff. So it's tough.
Because I feel like if you're creating it from, like you say, you're printing it out from scratch, whatever you're doing, you're gonna tweak it in some capacity on your laptop or computer, or whatever you're doing in your notes and stuff, whatever you're doing. So it's never, unless you're actually physically getting their file and then just do it straight without. Yeah, I think it's just silly, actually. To be fair.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's tough. And again, I feel for him, and I genuinely support him from he should be able to. I hope he is able to put up a fight a bit and kind of push back against GW and be
Do you know roughly how long he's been doing this for? Do you know roughly?
I just know that
More than 5 years.
Must be. I mean, the legal thing started in 23.
Oh, so there you go.
So at least 2 years.
Yeah, so he's probably...
And it must be years before because that started because of the stuff he was making. So, yeah, I definitely support him. As I say, I'm not going to necessarily share all the details of information because I think it's just a bit volatile for what a podcast is for me to just put direct stuff on. Do you know what I mean? But go check him out on Instagram and stuff like that. If you can support or you want to support, definitely support in that avenue. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. Now, the last thing is war boot. Now, war boot is a term used within the community for community-driven boot sales for secondhand Warhammer. I've seen loads of them. They're all up north. I wish I could go to one. They're wicked, right? And so a British studio, Siege Studios,
Yes.
and it's a miniature painting company, so they commission paint for miniatures and stuff, decided to attempt to trademark the term war boot. Not only the term, but the logo and the name and everything. The whole shebang. Now, you could probably go, okay, fine. Other people will probably still use it, right? It doesn't matter. My guy sent 5 cease and desist orders to independent war boots, telling them that they can't use it anymore.
Yeah, because if that person gets hold of that, that's it.
It's cooked.
Whoever's using it now, hell no.
Yeah. And so, yeah, he sent 5, and these are long, I don't know them personally, I've not been to, but it was 5 long-standing events, war boot events. So they've been there forever. There's 2 I always see all the time. They've all cease and desist letters, right? And it triggered a lot of outrage where people were seeing it as an attempt to commercialize independent elements of the hobby. Mm. Do you know what I mean? Like having a hobby club is something that, someone could, I'm going to cease and desist the term hobby. Do you know, it's that sort of level of stupidity, right?
Probably coming soon, don't worry.
Yeah. So following the backlash, they retracted the trademark, naturally. They issued an apology and acknowledged the mistake. But it was the most tail between your legs apology I've ever had to witness. It wasn't because he felt bad or sincere. To me, this is me, by the way. It could totally be that it is. But to me, it just felt like I'm apologizing because you caught me and it didn't go the way I wanted, as opposed to it being like, I realized the social impact this might have. It just was a bit like someone getting caught. Like when a celebrity's caught being some bit of a weirdo and they come out and go, I apologize for any harm I did. You're doing it because you've been told to. That's what it was. Which is a shame because it's another hit to British miniature work in that sense of like the industry, but it's a hit to the community as well because some people will side with Siege Studios and some people won't. So, yeah, I think it's just, again, brought up another broader discussion about corporate outreach and how far does it stretch and how much does the community need to protect against it to keep those non-commercial, non-corporate elements of the hobby out of reach. Like hobby nights, war boots, all of that. Like how much of that needs to happen and how much of it needs to keep the community-driven culture alive, basically. But watch this space. I'll keep reporting on those two things as well, because I'm sure more updates will come from that. That's all I've got this week for wargaming. Pretty spicy stuff, and I think that's all we've got.
Got time for this week.
Yeah, that's all we've got. So yeah, just let us know how you feel about everything I talked about, the trademarks and the suing. Let me know in the comments. I'll be interested to see how you feel and if it's affected you in any way, and how we can help, I guess, if there's anything we can help with. But yeah, that's everything.
That's everything for us this week, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what we're doing this weekend, but more Battlefield. But thank you everyone for listening this week, and obviously tuning in every other week as well. I appreciate it. We will be streaming next week, Thursday. I'm trying to think. Next week, Thursday, I might even be on the stream again, because I know I was on this stream this week.
Yes.
So maybe on the stream again next week, hopefully.
Our plan is to do hobby next week as well, so that'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Do some painting. So yeah, watch us on the Twitch channel, Pixel Forge on the Twitch. Also, Starline Forge, obviously Josh's website. Get all your miniatures and everything like that, scenery, everything like that you need in the hobby. I'm Game Party Pro for gaming parties. You can check me out on Instagram as well. And we will be at Gamescom EGX. That's EGX next week, Friday. So I think we'll do the podcast next week, Thursday. So
Comic-Con and EGX, not Gamescom and EGX. You almost got to the end without cooking yourself, but yes, we'll be there.
Another drink, guys.
So if you're listening to this and you want to see us, just come find us or drop us a message.
I want to go Gamescom though next year.
Yeah.
Go. But yeah, that's it, guys. I appreciate everyone listening, and thank you. We'll see you next week.
Peace.